Right now, while you're watching this, your kidneys are working harder than almost any other organ in your body. They filter your blood around 30 times every single day. But here's the uncomfortable truth most people over 60 never hear until it's too late. Your kidneys can lose up to 90% of their function before you ever feel a single symptom. 90%. That means the tiredness you brushed off last week, the swelling in your ankles you blamed on standing too long, the extra trips to the bathroom at 2 in the morning you told yourself were just part of getting older. What if those weren't just aging? What if that was your body quietly asking for help, and no one ever taught you how to listen? I'm going to show you 5 common fruits that may help support your kidneys as they do their overnight filtering work. And I want to be honest with you right from the start, because you deserve honesty. No fruit is a magic eraser. Nothing you eat tonight is going to flush your kidneys clean by morning like some kind of internal power wash. Anyone who tells you that is selling you something. But what these 5 fruits can do, when you eat them the right way, is give your kidneys gentler, cleaner conditions to do the work they're already trying to do for you every single night while you sleep. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Most people are already eating some of these fruits. They just eat them in a way that quietly cancels out the benefit, and sometimes even makes their kidneys work harder. One small habit. That's all it takes to turn a kidney-friendly fruit into a burden. So stay with me, because by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand not just what to eat, but exactly how to eat it. And number 1 is a fruit almost everyone loves in the summer, yet very few people realize it may support your kidneys in more than one way. There's also a part of it that most people throw straight in the trash, and that discarded part may hold real value. But we'll get there. Let's start at number 5. Number 5 is blueberries. Now, I know what you might be thinking. They're tiny. How much can something that small really do? But let me tell you something my colleague, Dr. Jessica Williams, likes to say to her patients. Don't judge a food by its size. Judge it by what it does inside your body. And blueberries do quite a lot. The first reason they matter is simple, and it's something a lot of people overlook. Blueberries are naturally low in sodium, low in phosphorus, and low in potassium. If that sounds technical, let me put it in plain terms. When your kidneys aren't as strong as they were 20 years ago, they have a harder time balancing certain minerals in your blood. Those 3 in particular. So foods that go easy on those minerals are foods that go easy on your kidneys. Blueberries are one of them. But there's a deeper reason blueberries earned their spot on this list. They're packed with compounds called anthocyanins. Those are the pigments that give blueberries that deep, almost royal purple-blue color. And anthocyanins may help your body fight something called oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like rust. Over the years, it slowly wears down your cells and your blood vessels, and your kidneys depend on healthy blood vessels to work. Picture your kidneys as 2 of the finest filters ever made, so fine you could never build one in a factory. Now imagine forcing blood through those delicate filters under high pressure, day after day, year after year. Eventually, they wear down. Anthocyanins may help protect those blood vessels and keep that pressure gentler, which takes a little strain off the filters. There's one more thing about blueberries that matters especially for older adults. Some of the compounds in them may make it harder for bacteria to cling to the lining of the urinary tract. And if you've ever had a urinary tract infection, you know it's not a small thing at our age. It can leave you exhausted, foggy, and drained. And it puts extra stress on the kidneys, too. But here's where most people go wrong. They buy blueberry muffins, blueberry syrup, or sugary blueberry yogurt and think they're doing something good. That's not the same fruit anymore. The best choice, by far, is fresh, whole blueberries. Look for ones that are deep blue, almost dusty looking on the surface. That soft, powdery coating is called the bloom, and it's a sign of freshness. Skip the ones that look pale, reddish, or mushy. And please, if they're not organic, rinse them well before eating. A quick soak in water with a pinch of baking soda, then a rinse, helps clear off pesticide residue. Because remember, anything on that fruit is one more thing your kidneys have to process. A small handful in the morning is plenty. Simple, whole, and clean beats fancy every time. Now that brings us to number 4. It's one of the most ordinary fruits in America, sitting in nearly every kitchen. And yet most people are throwing away the single most valuable part of it every time they eat one.
Number 4 is the apple. You've heard the old saying your whole life, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It sounds like a nursery rhyme, but when it comes to your kidneys, that old saying has more truth to it than you'd expect. Apples are easy to find, easy to chew, easy on the wallet, and like blueberries, they're relatively low in sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. That already makes them a friendlier choice for aging kidneys than a lot of other snacks. But the real gift inside an apple isn't the sweetness, it's the fiber. And one type in particular called pectin. Now, you might be wondering what fiber has to do with your kidneys. Stay with me, because this connection is one most people never make. Pectin is a soluble fiber that helps steady your blood sugar and supports a healthy weight. And here's why that matters. 3 of the biggest long-term threats to your kidneys are diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure. Those 3 don't attack the kidneys overnight. They wear them down slowly, quietly, over years. So anything that helps keep your blood sugar and weight in a healthier range is indirectly protecting your kidneys. Dr. Jessica Williams often describes fiber like a soft broom, gently sweeping through your digestive system and easing the overall workload on your body. That broom does more good than most people realize. Apples also carry antioxidants like quercetin and chlorogenic acid, which may help calm inflammation. Quercetin, in particular, is often talked about for its connection to healthier blood pressure. And as we already learned, steady blood pressure is one of the kindest gifts you can give your kidneys. Now here's the mistake I promised you. So many people peel their apples. They stand at the counter, peel that skin right off, and toss it in the trash. But the skin is where a huge share of the fiber and antioxidants live. When you peel it away, you're often throwing out the healthiest part of the fruit. The only rule is this: eat the skin only if you've washed the apple thoroughly, or choose organic when you can, because conventional apples can carry pesticide residue on that very skin. And please, be cautious with the imposters. Dried apple slices lose vitamin C and concentrate the sugar, and many brands pile even more sugar on top. Bottled apple juice usually has the fiber stripped right out, leaving you with little more than sugar water. A whole apple almost always beats a glass of juice. When you pick one, look for firm, tight, bright skin, and if the stem is still attached, that's a good sign it'll stay fresh longer. Wash it well, eat it slowly, skin and all. Sometimes the simplest choice really is the best one. Which leads us straight to number 3, a small, tart, deep red berry that's carried a big reputation in kidney and urinary health for generations. But there's a dangerous misunderstanding about it that could actually delay you from getting real help when you need it. Number 3 is the cranberry. Cranberries are small and sharp-tasting, and like our first 2 fruits, they're low in sodium, potassium, and phosphorus, which makes them a gentler option for many people watching their kidney health. Their real strength lies in their antioxidants, and cranberries are loaded with them: vitamin C, flavonoids, quercetin, and more. But cranberries are most famous for a special group of compounds, sometimes called PACs. These compounds have been studied because they may help stop bacteria from sticking to the walls of the urinary tract. When bacteria can't grab hold, they're more likely to get flushed out before they cause trouble. Now, here is the misunderstanding I need you to hear clearly, because it truly matters. Cranberries may help lower the risk of a urinary tract infection for some people. They may help prevent one, but they do not treat an active infection. If you already have burning when you urinate, fever, back pain, foul-smelling urine, or any blood, do not reach for cranberry juice and hope it fixes things. Call your doctor. Waiting and hoping can let a simple infection climb up toward your kidneys, and that becomes a serious problem fast. Cranberries are a shield, not a cure. And speaking of cranberry juice, that's where most people stumble. They hear cranberries are good for them, so they buy the bottled juice and drink it daily, not realizing many of those bottles are loaded with added sugar. Over time, that sugar isn't doing your kidneys, your blood sugar, or your waistline any favors. A better path is fresh or frozen cranberries in a modest amount, tossed into oatmeal, a salad, or an unsweetened smoothie. Look for berries that are firm, plump, and shiny, with a deep red color. And be careful with dried, sweetened cranberries. A few are fine, but eating them like candy, especially at night, sneaks in far more sugar than you'd guess. Now we're getting to the fruits people love most, which also happen to be the ones most easily eaten the wrong way. Number 2 is sweet, juicy, and dangerously easy to overdo. And there's a hidden part of it that could interact with a medication millions of seniors take every single day. Number 2 is grapes. Grapes are a favorite for good reason. Sweet, juicy, poppable one after another. For kidney health, they earn attention because they carry both water and powerful antioxidants. When you're well hydrated, your kidneys have better conditions to filter your blood and produce urine, which is part of how your body naturally clears waste. But I have to pause here for an important warning. If your doctor has ever told you to limit your fluids because of kidney disease, heart failure, or swelling, do not suddenly load up on watery fruits. Even good foods need the right portion, and more is not always better. The star compound in grapes is resveratrol, an antioxidant studied for its role in easing inflammation and oxidative stress. You'll find more of it in the darker skins of red, purple, and black grapes. Alongside it are flavonoids and other protective compounds that may help shield your cells from damage. So grapes aren't just candy from a vine. Chosen and eaten well, they can support both your kidneys and your heart. But here's where grapes trip people up. First, they're incredibly easy to overeat. You sit down in front of the television with a big bunch beside you, and before the show is over, the whole thing is gone. If you're managing your blood sugar, that's a real problem. Second, raisins are not the same as grapes. Drying them removes the water and concentrates all that sugar into tiny bites you can eat by the handful. Grape jelly, jam, and bottled grape juice are usually sugar traps too. Third, wash them well and choose organic when you can, since grapes often carry residue. And now for that hidden warning I mentioned. Grape seeds contain antioxidants, and some folks consider taking grape seed extract as a supplement. If that's you, talk to your doctor first, especially if you take blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, because it could affect how those medications work. With grapes, remember 2 words, fresh and moderate. Which finally brings us to number 1. This is the fruit almost everyone recognizes, the one that shows up at every summer picnic. Yet very few people realize how it may support the kidneys in more than one way, and even fewer know that the pale part they always cut off and throw away may be worth keeping. Number 1 is watermelon. Most people think of watermelon as nothing more than a sweet, refreshing treat on a hot day. But it may quietly do more for your kidneys than almost any fruit on this list, and it does it in several ways at once. First, watermelon is mostly water. When you eat it, you're giving your body gentle hydration that supports urine production and your body's natural process of clearing waste. And here's something Dr. Jessica Williams points out often. As we get older, our sense of thirst fades. Many seniors go through an entire day barely drinking anything and never feel thirsty enough to notice. That's exactly why water-rich foods like watermelon can quietly fill a gap. Though again, if your doctor has asked you to limit fluids or potassium, check with them before eating a lot of it. Second, watermelon is relatively low in oxalates, compounds linked to certain kidney stones. So for many people mindful of stones, it's a gentler pick than higher oxalate foods. Third, that beautiful red color comes from lycopene, the same antioxidant found in tomatoes, which may help your body fight the oxidative stress we keep coming back to. And fourth, watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline, which your body can use to help produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps your blood vessels relax and open up, supporting smoother blood flow. And your kidneys depend on steady, healthy blood flow to do their job well. So watermelon isn't just cold and sweet. Used wisely, it may support your blood pressure, your circulation, and your kidneys all at once. But the biggest mistake with watermelon is eating too much, especially late at night. All that water means you may find yourself awake at 3 in the morning heading to the bathroom, which robs you of sleep, and sleep matters for your health too. If you're managing blood sugar, a giant serving in one sitting isn't wise either. The answer is simple. Eat a moderate amount, choose a ripe one, and wash the outside before you cut it. So many people forget that last step. Your knife travels from the dirty rind straight into the flesh you're about to eat, carrying whatever was on the surface right in with it. When you're picking one, look for a creamy yellow patch on the bottom. That's the ground spot, and it means the melon ripened naturally in the field. Choose one that feels heavy for its size, with a rind free of deep cracks or soft spots. And here's that discarded part I promised you. The pale white flesh near the rind actually contains more citrulline than the sweet red center most people eat. Instead of tossing it, you can blend a little of that white part into a smoothie if it agrees with your stomach. You don't need to do anything extreme. You just need to know how to choose it and use it. So, there you have them, 5 fruits that may help support your kidneys as they do their quiet overnight work. Blueberries, apples, cranberries, grapes, and watermelon. What do they share? They're rich in antioxidants, they may help calm inflammation, they may protect your blood vessels, they may support healthy hydration, and they may support your body's natural process of clearing waste. But please hold on to this, because it's the most important thing I'll say today. Healthy does not mean unlimited. If you have chronic kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart failure, swelling, or you take prescription medication, talk with your doctor or a registered dietitian before you change your diet. Every body is different. What helps one person may need caution for another. And fruit is only one small piece of the picture. Your kidneys also need plenty of vegetables, healthy fats, less salt, fewer processed foods, fewer sugary drinks, real sleep, and gentle movement that's safe for your body. Most of all, don't wait for your body to sound the alarm before you start caring for your kidneys. Because remember what we said at the very beginning? Kidneys can lose most of their function before they ever say a word. So if you often feel tired, if your feet swell, if you're up several times a night, if your blood pressure keeps creeping higher, don't shrug it off as just getting older. Get checked. Catching a problem early is always, always better than finding it too late. Here's the truth Dr. Jessica Williams wants every one of her patients to understand. Kidney trouble rarely comes from one big mistake. It comes from small habits repeated day after day, year after year. A glass of juice that's a little too sweet. A handful of dried fruit eaten without a second thought. An apple with the best part peeled away and tossed. A snack right before bed that leaves your kidneys working overtime while you sleep. But the beautiful thing is this: good health is built the very same way, one small choice at a time. One whole apple washed well, a small handful of fresh blueberries, a few slices of ripe watermelon in the afternoon instead of at midnight. One moment where you pause before grabbing the bottled juice and ask yourself, is this really good for my body? What I hope you take from today isn't fear, it's awareness. Awareness that keeps you from ignoring the tiredness, the swelling, the nighttime trips, the rising numbers. Awareness that your body is still listening to you. It's still trying to heal. It's still working for you every single day and every single night, even while you sleep. Your kidneys are doing that work quietly and faithfully without ever complaining. So be kind to them. You don't need to overhaul your whole life tonight. You only need one better choice at your next meal. So let me leave you with a question, and I'd love to hear your answer in the comments below. Out of these 5 fruits, blueberries, apples, cranberries, grapes, or watermelon, which one will you add first? And if this helped you today, share it with someone you love who may need to hear it too. Take good care of yourself, my friend. Your body has carried you through all these years. It's never too late to start carrying it a little more gently in return.